It is time to make major Mercury retrograde upgrades, makeovers. This retrograde is so much fun. For those of you who have anything less than an awesome opinion about Mercury retrograde, I'm hoping that you warm up to the idea that this can be the best time of the year. Nothing actually is that bad about Mercury retrograde. In fact, one of the things of all the retrogrades, and Mercury is like the lightest, brightest. It's really just a way for us to slow down, become more deliberate. And in the case of this retrograde, it's such a beautiful one because there's so much happening. First, there's Venus retrograde, which is this massive upgrade for wealth, for abundance, for beauty. It's just this amazing time to reprioritize and get focused. Then Neptune and Aries. And we're going to do a huge thing about Neptune and Aries because it's a big, big cosmic shift. And it's really new energy. If you've been feeling like lackadaisical for a long time, this is going to give you a jolt of creative and grounded and intense and beautiful motivation and inspiration to get things done for many, many, many years ahead. And we're getting a preview of that in just a little while. And this is all happening during the Mercury retrograde. There is also eclipse season. So eclipse season just takes things up a notch. And so everything is speeding up. Everything is activating. If your year started so slow, it is going to actually pick up despite the fact that there's a Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde upgrades are coming March 15th to April 7th. And it's really interesting because this one goes through two signs. First, in Aries, this is where you're going to want to really be strategic and planning and thinking about things a little bit before you do them. And I don't mean thinking about them like overthinking. I mean, let's just say, okay, I want to be the most prepared. I want to be the most brilliant. I want to have the best things to talk about in the room. When I get this meeting, I'm going to know exactly what to say. You're going to be really deliberate. The year of the snake is very much about this. I don't want to say calculating because that's had a bad connotation to it, but really strategic, very prepared, really thinking broadly and bigly about what you're doing and going, okay, let me take a step back, get a new perspective and say, I'm going to do this a little bit more brilliantly. How can I be a little bit more brilliant? How can I bring more of my brilliance to what I'm doing? And this applies to all aspects of life, your work, your home, yourself, your fitness, your joy, your relationships. It's a new perspective so that we can make upgrades. And this one's really a makeover. It really has a vibe of a makeover, of a glow up in a great big way. And at the end of the retrograde, we get into Pisces. Mercury's in Pisces retrograde, which is more emotional. Great time to start thinking about how you speak to yourself, how you speak about yourself, elevating all of this. Again, did I mention anything weird happening? No, there's nothing weird that happens during Mercury retrograde. Stay away from all that stuff. People who tell you that there is, because if you believe it, you will fulfill that prophecy. And you don't need to fulfill those prophecies. You have great things to do. So making over is going to be big. And one of the things, in addition to the normal retrograde things, so normal retrograde things include things like decluttering, reorganizing, revamping, rethinking, reviewing, all of those words. Those are all retrograde things. When we slow down, we can be more deliberate and look at all these things in our life and renew them and revise them and reevaluate them. So there's those things that are typical for every retrograde. But this one, with Venus also in retrograde, is a great time to really start rethinking your goals and elevating them so that they resonate a little bit more strongly with you. So let's just say you've been looking for a job and you know, of course, what industry. Now is a time where you're going to really refine and say, this is what I want my specialty to be. This is what I'm really called to do. Or if you're looking to, let's just say, get stronger this year. This is the time where you can say, okay, I'm going to really explore this. And now I realize I'm going to get stronger this year, not by going to the gym, but by playing a sport or something else. You're going to get really clear on where you want to channel your energy. And this is very, very important. It also changes, it doesn't change the outcome of your goals. It changes the energy behind them. Because let's just say you have a goal of getting stronger. Just put that one out there. And you really have an aversion to the gym. And every time you look at that goal and you go to approach doing it, you kind of have a hesitation like, ugh. But then when you start playing a sport, let's just say you start playing basketball in your neighborhood or pickleball. That's a big one in my neighborhood. You start playing pickleball or basketball and all of a sudden you are thrilled. And now when you look at that goal, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get better at that. I'm going to get better at pickleball. I'm going to, train to get better at pickleball. Whole different energy. And that's something that you're going to be more apt to do. So how does that resonate with you? How can you tailor that idea to what's going on in your life? Things that have been stuck, goals you haven't been pursuing, things that have been underwhelming, and you can't quite find your way in and you don't know why. It could be time for a glow up in this big way. Now, another makeover you can think about is your actual style, being more true to you, your style. It could be a new hair color. Venus is retrograde, so you don't want to do anything too drastic according to traditional advice, but I say do whatever you want. But a makeover, a style upgrade, not to become someone else, to become more you. You wearing the clothes that you love, you having wearing the accessories you like to wear, you having whatever style, even the style, the way that you just put things together, but also the way that you show up, the way that you talk, the way that you socialize. It's all part of your style. More true to you. This could be a wonderful retrograde to clean out your closet, to get rid of that lingering stuff. How many of you have a bag of stuff that's called like donation that you're never going to donate? Anyone have that besides I just got rid of mine? Anyone else have that? And if you look through it, is it stuff that you'd really want to donate to other people? Really take a hard look at these things, because I know so many people with that bag in their closet or that section of their closet that's like donate. And none of the stuff is in good shape to donate. You don't wear it. It needs to go. And it's time to be decisive in this way, to say, okay, this has been lingering. This has to go. This has been sticking around. This has to go. I am not going to keep continuing to drag this stuff forward. Now, the brilliance of a retrograde and a makeover is that you can be very definitive. And again, if we look back to the very beginning, I was talking about using that year of the snake energy. Be very decisive, but also thoughtful. You don't have to be impulsive. You don't have to be like, everything's going to go and just throw it on the trash. Instead, you can be deliberate, but clear and firm, and have a very clear objective, and you're going to get it done. I'm going to get rid of this stuff. I'm not going to have it anymore. I don't want to look at it anymore. Now, this is huge for any makeovers of projects that have been unfinished. So if you have things to finish, you're not just going to finish them. You are going to radically upgrade them. So if you have work projects that have been lingering, or you have deadlines, things that are looming, you're not just going to finish. You are going to do something exceptional. You're not just going to, get through it, push through it. You're going to rise to a whole new level, making over the project, making over the energy. Don't be afraid to dive in and start changing things. Don't be afraid to start mixing things up. I was about to send something to someone today, send an email to someone, and I just stepped away to get water. I came back and I looked at it and I was like, this isn't an email I should send. I should totally rewrite this. And I did. And then I felt really good about sending it. That energy of I'm going to lift this up. It's not going to be just like, I just got to get through this. I just got to get through this. Anyone feel that way lately? This year started like so draggy that you feel like I just got to get through it. I just got to get through it. No, we have to thrive. And in order to really thrive, it's about bringing your wholehearted self to everything you're doing. Mercury retrograde mixed with Venus retrograde can be a wonderful time to embrace your whole self, to do the kind of self-care that makes you feel deeply at home within yourself, to get really grounded within yourself, to feel really good about yourself. This is a time to shine. There's nothing, as I said, bad or wrong or confusing or anything else about it. It is a wonderful upgrade. Now, in your home, you can make things over, and you can make things over in ways that are extraordinary. So many of you won't know this because I've been talking about it just in the Feng Shui school, which, by the way, is open right now for registration if you want to really upgrade in terms of being a life-changing designer, or bringing life-changing design into the things that you do, or doing it just for yourself. The school is open right now, and there's a link in the description box to join us. And this is a time of makeover. So I've been doing this makeover in my house where every room is literally from top to bottom. That's why I don't have art on the walls, all the furniture's going, everything. And I've started with all these projects that I could do. And I want you to think about this. What are projects that I can do right now before I get new furniture, before I knock down walls or do anything drastic? What are some projects I can do? Can I upgrade the faucet? Can I fix the leaky faucet? Can I switch the covers on the light plates, my light switches? Can I clean the carpet? What can you do right now? So I have spent a total of less than $30 so far, and I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major upgrades in my home. When I say major, like, people see it and they go, whoa, that's wild. That's just moving things around. And I haven't even touched any of the stuff out here. It's just wild what happens when you invest your energy into making a shift. You want your home to really feel like you at your best. And there are probably so many things you can do. So for this retrograde, make yourself that list. What are some home projects I can do right now? Give yourself a budget. Maybe your budget is $10. Maybe your budget is $100. Maybe your budget is a few $100s. And you say, these are all the upgrades I'm going to tackle. And you're going to do each and every one of them. I've gotten so crazy that I was about to buy a bunch of frames for my canvas paintings. And then I just found a DIY, and I'm going to the hardware store and having them cut the lumber so I can make it for like $5 or $6 instead of 70 or 80. Like, this is all possible. I used to watch these things and look at these things and go, oh, that's just too complicated. It's this, it's that. It's really not. And what it is anything you want, there's a way to get it. There's a way to get more of it now. And that means that if you have considerations on anything, on time, on money, on your ability, your knowledge, you can change all of that. And you can start right now. So this retrograde, you can consider along with Venus retrograde. And there's another video on the channel about Venus retrograde. But this Mercury retrograde, you could think of it as your great makeover to launch into spring with absolutely nothing in your way. Like, this is going to be such a road opener, such a door opener, such a game changer, because everything ahead is enormous, is wildly creative, is like stunningly fast, it's activating, and it's happening right now. So I hope you make the most of this Mercury retrograde to review, to revamp, to clear clutter and clean and all of those things, but also to do those makeovers for your home, to do those makeovers for yourself, and to do those makeovers for your goals, so that you can really be aiming for what you truly want and making that stuff happen. And that, to me, is the most important thing about all of this. That's what these retrogrades are all about, you being more you. And so on that note, have an amazing Mercury retrograde. And again, if you want to join us in the Feng Shui School, it's open now for early registration. And there's a link in the show notes to learn more and join us. Get ready, because I'm going to be doing even more of these update videos because we have Neptune headed into, as I said, Aries, which is going to be enormous. And there's the huge spring equinox. I wanted to ask, and this is just an informal thing, and you can just put a little heart or whatever it is in the comments if it's something you would want. But I'm thinking of doing a workshop for the spring equinox, just opening it up to everyone, but doing it as a workshop rather than a video so that people can really get into using this energy. The spring equinox on the 20th is going to be big. Like I said, we didn't kind of walk through quicksand at the beginning of the year for nothing. If you felt like this year started slow, it is going to speed up, and we needed all that time to get ready. So take this time to make over, and I will see you very soon. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, by the way, please subscribe, like, do all the things I always forget to tell you, but it really helps the channel, and I appreciate you so, so much. I will see you very soon. Bye, everyone.